Okay, again, guys, welcome back to the nicotine group. Obviously, we've been talking about nicotine addiction, trying to reduce smoking. But before we continue with every single group, we got to do confidentiality. What we talk about here is going to stay here, unless you're hurting yourself or hurting other people. Then, of course, I would have to report that. Okay, and just to get consent, are you okay with that?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay, and you're okay with that too, Miss Celia? Okay, great. Let's talk about. So again, this is going to be our final group. I want to talk about the things that we've already talked about. Like we talked about goals, setting goals. I know that we talked about setting like a plan of action, and then also to I want to evaluate some of those where y'all are now. So let's go ahead and start off with you, Jude. I know that you smoke cigarettes
Yes.
packs. So go ahead and start with that. Like, talk about the two goals that we've already talked about, and then the things that you've done to like put that into action.
Yeah, because I remember you told me, right? You told me about like addiction and not only should I strive towards getting off it, but try to do something active, right? So my initial goal I told you was I was smoking 2 packs, every 2 weeks or a month, but I was trying to reduce that to just 1 pack every 2 weeks, right? So I've been able to get down to 1 pack, and in order to also just try to do something more productive, I've been taking care of my kids. Yeah,
Okay.
because remember I told you that finances were really short, right? Because I was spending a lot of money on cigarettes, but because I've been able to cut that down, I have a few extra dollars to take my daughter to go get ice cream.
So that sounds like two great goals that you've already set up. So have you seen more pocket money, I guess, or
Yeah, more pocket money.
more extra money to spend on your family? But also you've been able to reduce the amount of cigarettes. So you're also not only helping yourself financially, you're helping yourself health health wise. And how do you feel mentally? Does that maybe clear up some of like the negative thoughts that you've been having?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. Well, I'm excited for you, and it looks like you've been able to commit to this action, of stopping. So, and you're saying you're down to how many? Are you at a pack a week now, or
Just less than a pack a week.
less than a
Yeah,
pack a week?
yeah, because my I bought it last week and I still have some left. I
Okay.
still have some
And you're
cigarettes
on
left
week
over.
two, so you're
Yeah,
thinking maybe you're down from maybe like I don't know, maybe like 6 packs, 4 packs a month to like maybe now sounds like two.
yeah,
So maybe and then of course moving forward, I would want you to figure out, how you're gonna get yourself to zero, because that's like the ultimate goal for you,
yeah,
that you said that you wanted to do. So I'm very proud of you.
yeah. Thanks.
Congratulations.
Great.
And you, Miss Celia, I know that you do not smoke cigarette packs, but you smoke vapes. And I know that you were talking about how you wanted to reduce that. So let's talk about some of the goals that we've already talked about and the plan of action that you've had.
So my goal right now, because I've been smoking 2 vapes like every week, I've noticed like a really big decline into like my mental health and everything. And I think because now that I'm in university rather than high school, where I was just surrounded by people who are constantly vaping, and now being in university, it's gradually declining, but I do see sometimes when I'm stressed out with homework or tests, I do vape once in a while. So I've been trying to decline it to just almost to zero, but I'm still at that one where I just catch myself into those glimpse of moments.
So that one, how long is that like lasting you, or are you able? So like, is it like every 2 weeks you have a vape now, or
I would say like every other week.
every? Okay, okay. So you're able to reduce it to like 8 a month now to like 2 a month, which is a really good accomplishment. Um, you know, I would think probably like if y'all are able to maybe like have y'all tried maybe like chewing gum,
Yeah,
maybe like buying candies, I maybe sugar-free candies. We don't want to create like where you're replacing the nicotine with sugar or with like other things. We don't want to make create bad habits. But also maybe buying something like that you put in your mouth that like makes you like
the patches, right?
I've heard of
Patches.
the patches. I've heard of someone was saying like an essential oil where you're like sucking on like an oil, but it's like a vape, but it's like an oil. so it's like a natural.
That's
So yes, I haven't looked into that, but I've heard of that where people put like an oil and like it's the vapor, but it's like a citrus oil or it's
oh,
like a
okay, right.
yeah, it's not like it's not nicotine. So that right there could be another alternative. Also maybe like exercising. I don't exercise, so I wouldn't call anybody to exercise. But just thinking of maybe what's an idea that you think that you can do? Like eventually you get to like zero cigarettes, but you feel that urge. What is one thing that
Yeah.
you think that you can do?
I think, because usually I smoke when I'm tired, right? Because when I go to work, I get real tired and I need to take a break and smoke, right? Because that gives me, a little alleviation, a little energy. But I think instead of that, I can, sit down in the morning and maybe just drink a cup of coffee, and that can get me going, maybe for the rest of the day.
Yeah. Okay. So you think coffee would be like a good? That's a great alternative. I think that that would be the least of the two. Like comparing that to a cigarette, I think that would be a very good alternative. Something that you can, like get a cup of coffee. That's it. And for you, something what would be like you're at zero vapes, because after you leave here, I want to make sure that y'all have the tools, or like y'all are like mindset that this is gonna be the next step. I'm gonna get to zero. But to get to zero, you gotta like you got to find something that you can like a coping skill or like a coping something that can help you like
Put your mind towards something,
exactly.
right?
So what would be one thing that you think you could do? You're at zero vapes, you have no more vapes, you're at your goal, but you're like, oh my gosh, I have this urge. What's something that you can use in place of that? Like I know you said coffee. What do you think an idea for you would be?
So for me, because I'm a student athlete, I'd rather be putting my time and energy into something else rather than vaping. Because I've noticed with vaping, my lungs are just the same as it was before. So I've been going to the gym and trying to exercise, trying to put my mind into something else that I can focus on rather than trying to vape all the time.
That's a good one. Exercise. I think that's a really, really, gets rid of maybe like gets rid of that stress. It creates some good energy in your body. You know what I mean? It gives you like clarity. I think those are like really, really, really good. I think that's a really good alternative. Just like what you had said, drinking coffee. Those are really good alternatives. Now, of course, we're coming to the end of our group session, and I wanted to get your ideas as far as like how do you feel about that? Like, do you feel that you'll be able to continue on your own? Are there any like negative thoughts or any good thoughts about like yes, we're coming to an end. Of course, we knew this was only going to be a month group therapy, where we can talk it out. But I want to make sure that first of all, y'all can always call me. Y'all can always reach out to my staff. We're more than willing to help you so that y'all can like figure out what's the next step. We're not going to just abandon you. And then we also have other groups where people meet together. If you feel like, hey, I want to go to like another group's therapy session or another, where people like just talk about nicotine and like how they're trying to get over it because it's not just you. There's other people who are dealing with this. So I want to get your thoughts on us closing this chapter and you being able to get out there but being successful. Like, what are your thoughts? Like,
Yeah,
good, bad? What do you think?
I think they're good. I remember what you told me in the first lesson, which was, an addiction is always an addiction. So maybe you'll always feel that impulse, but you can choose how to react on it. So I think, with the materials that you've provided me, I can see myself maybe if I want to or if I need to coming again to another session you guys host,
Okay.
or working on things that I like to do that are constructive.
Okay. And do you feel like you still see it as an end goal where you're smoking zero
Yeah.
cigarettes? So what would be like the one for sure thing that you're gonna? I know you said you're gonna try when you get to zero, you're gonna, like coffee. That's gonna be
Yeah.
like your go-to. So what would be the next step to get to zero?
Next step, I think, would be just surrounding myself in a better community, and trying to focus on better things, better things.
Okay. I like that. That's a really good thought on that. That's a good ending thought. And you, Sylvia, will be like we're coming to an end. There's not going to be any more group therapy, but I want to make sure that you leave with good thoughts or put out like if you have any like concerns, any negative thoughts that you have right now, or just how do you feel about the group ending?
With the group ending, I feel like I can gradually get myself to zero, and I really like that I can contact you or your staff if there's anything needed because it sometimes is a struggle, so I feel like I do need that extra support. But overall, I feel like I'm gonna be okay. Um, I just really want to prioritize, just focus on school and working on my body, on my gym, and just keeping vaping just away from all that.
Okay. Well, okay. Well, then I want to just say thank y'all very much. I'm very proud of y'all. I mean, y'all have been very successful. Wow. I mean, vaping is very hard to quit, just like smoking actual cigarettes is very hard to quit. And I could see where y'all are like, going to be successful in this. So thank y'all very
Thank you
much.
for the time.
I'm super excited for you. And I'm super excited for you. If y'all have any questions, please reach out. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye, guys.